Hello, my name's Denny, and this is my plant-based journey. And sometimes you just need dessert. Now, I'm not the biggest sweet eater. I'm a savory eater. I would, in the old days, prefer meat and potatoes. Today, I prefer the beans, rice, and potatoes. I like the savory. I like the hearty. But occasionally, I want something sweet. And to fulfill that, I've tried a lot of different types of nice cream. Now, I bought a Yonana's machine, and I've used it a few times over the last couple of years, and it does okay. You know, the first half of the banana stays inside the machine, and then you have to clean it out, and there you find the rest of your ice cream there. I have also a Vitamix for making nice cream. In fact, that's why I bought the Vitamix in the first place, because I didn't like what I was getting from my other blenders. But even that isn't always what I want it to be. I have a food processor, of course, and there are many ways in which you can make nice cream. But sometimes you just want something better. Now, if you know Chef AJ, she recently made her ice cream sandwiches, which look awesome, by the way, making waffles and using her nice cream. She has a machine that's a juicer, and it makes the nice cream more whipped and smooth and airy, and it seems like that's a great solution for nice cream. And so I'm gonna have to look into that. And I know what you're thinking. If you've been watching my channel, you're thinking, Denny, you already have like 8 million kitchen gadgets. Hold on, it's more like 7,999,000. That means I still have room for 1,000 more gadgets, including this one, by the way. This doesn't make nice cream. This makes ice cream. Now, when I bought it, this is a Cuisinart, and there's a few different versions of it, but I like this one. It's something very nice, and when I first bought it, I made a vegan ice cream that was made from coconut cream. Now, coconut cream, if you've ever opened coconut cream, you know that it has big chunks of the coconut. It solidifies as it gets cold, especially all the fat that's in it. And it made a very coconut flavored ice cream, and it was too rich for my blood. We then tried something different. I said, you know what, I'm just going to get coconut milk instead of the coconut cream. It was similar. It did take a little longer to freeze. It was just as creamy, and it had a similar taste. But again, I thought, man, there's just too much fat. How can I make this less fat? So I'm going to do something today. I've never done it before. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'm just going to show you a basic idea of making ice cream in a Cuisinart. Now, I'm going to wait till I make the mix before I go get the bowl and show you how this works. So let me just start with that. I'm going to start with 2 cups of almond milk. And I poured that up, measured it out. Now, I was going to mash up a banana and stir this in, but before I try bananas, since this is the first time, I'm going to use some date sugar. This is Anthony's Premium Date Sugar. I found it online. I think I got it on Amazon. But I'm going to use 1/3 cup of date sugar, which is a typical mixture of recipe of ice cream. 2 cups of milk and 1/3 of a cup of sugar. So I'm just going to substitute the date sugar equally, and we'll see how it goes. I'm going to add to that, oh, you know what I didn't tell you? It's pumpkin pie spice. Yes, we're going to make pumpkin ice cream. So I'm going to get some pumpkin pie spice. I'm going to put about 1/4 teaspoon. I know, some of y'all said it's too early. I agree. But if we're going to get this out there so people can enjoy it during the holidays, we got to make it now. So there's 1/4 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. Let's make about 1/8 teaspoon of some nutmeg. I don't want a whole lot of nutmeg. It's hot. It's got a little more heat to it, kind of like the cloves do. So let me do that. All right. I could put some cinnamon in here also, but let's just leave it pumpkin for now, and I'll have to put that lid on in a minute. And I'm going to add about a half of a teaspoon of vanilla. All right, that's a lot of vanilla, but I want the vanilla flavor. All right, here we go. Perfect. And then it wouldn't be pumpkin without pumpkin. So I have half a can, which you know those cans that come with a pumpkin pie filling or pumpkin in them. I didn't get pumpkin pie filling. This is just pumpkin. It's just canned pumpkin. All right, so I'm going to put this in here. There we go. This may be too thick. It may be too rich. I don't know. We're going to give it a try as I spray pumpkin all over my house. And I'm going to try to mix it up a little bit. And then I'm going to go get the bowl, put it in the mixer here, and we'll get started. All right, we're almost mixed up here. It doesn't take very long. I'm always worried about that date sugar. I've used it about 3 times now on different recipes. It kind of clumps up a little bit. It doesn't dissolve as quickly as does granulated sugar, or any of the processed sugars, even brown sugar, those kinds of things. Has a little bit different consistency, but that's okay. It's coming together. That's a good looking mixture. It almost looks like I'm about to make a pumpkin pie using the custard, but that's not what this is. I'm sure we could turn it into that, but we're going to make ice cream. All right, I'm going to let this set. It's going to absorb a little bit of that sugar. I'll mix it up a little bit more, but hold on 1 second. Let me go get an important ingredient for the machine. Just a second. Okay, so maybe not. This is a freezer bowl. Problem is, it's not frozen. The freezer door is open. I don't know how that happened, but my frozen goods are no longer frozen. This is still very cold. I don't think it's cold enough. We're going to try, because otherwise this mixture is going to waste. But normally you put this in the freezer and it is frozen overnight. It has water on the inside, or liquid on the inside. You place it here. It fits down into a groove where the teeth are. And the Cuisinart has a beater that goes down inside the bowl, and it turns, allowing it to churn the ice cream. No spinning and cranking, no plugging in electric, no need for rock salt, no need for bags of ice. It's the frozen bowl. We're going to try it. I don't think it's going to work like we want it to, but I've already made the mixture. So I'm either going to throw it away, or we're going to try it and see what it tastes like. So let's at least give it a try. I'm always game for trying. All right, so here we go. All right, our mixture goes in, our beater goes in, it fits down a little hole, our lid goes on top, and we press ice cream. And now it will churn. Normally it takes about 14-15 minutes. If this is really cold, and if you're using something rich like the coconut cream, it won't take 7-8 minutes. But with this, with the milk, and without it being frozen solid, it's going to take the whole 15 minutes, if it even freezes. All right, so I'll show you what we have in just a few moments. I'm going to clean my mess. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Well, you know how it goes. You know what they say, best laid plans of mice and men? And I'm really not sure how they found out the plans of mice. But when it comes to men, I know full well that often our plans don't go like they were supposed to, or like we thought they would. This Cuisinart's a good machine. It's not the machine's fault. Somehow the freezer door was open, and so my freezer bowl is not frozen. Now this is a great machine, and I'll come back and show you again. There's more than one way to get this done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this mixture in a Rubbermaid container. I'm going to throw it in the refrigerator. I'm going to let it set there and be cold. I'm going to put this back in the freezer. I'm going to check all the other products in the freezer, and then hopefully later tonight I'll be able to make ice cream. But it will probably be tomorrow. So I'll probably be in different clothes. Don't be shocked. I do have more than one pair, so you know, sometimes things just don't work the way you thought they would. But this isn't going to work today. I didn't think it would. The bowl was wet, and the insides have to be frozen solid on the inside, whatever liquid's on the inside of that bowl. And it freezes up so quick. It's so easy. And just not today. All right. I'm going to be full tomorrow. I don't know if I want ice cream because it looks like I'm going to have to eat about 200 pounds of vegetables. Corn on the cob, like 10 or 12 ears of corn on the cob, and a bunch of potatoes, and 4 or 5 of these full of chili, soups, stews. Going to be a lot of food eaten tonight. All right. At least it was the door and not that the machine was out. That would have been worse. All right. I'm going to end this for right now. I'll see you when I see you. Maybe tonight, but probably tomorrow. And we'll finish this recipe. Pumpkin pie ice cream. Can you believe that? All right. We'll see you. All right. Let's try this again. Just to give you an update, I lost almost everything in the freezer, so it was not a good time. Lost a lot of food that had been prepared that were things that I could thaw out and eat. I lost a big bag of bananas for ice cream. I lost a bunch of food, So that's unfortunate. It's not the end of the world. Of course, the monetary part hurts, but you know, it's not the end of the world. So let's try again. So this is what the bowl looks like when it's frozen, and it is cold. It's frozen inside and out. I put it inside of this Cuisinart. I'm going to throw in the mix that we already showed you. I just put it in the refrigerator so it would stay cold. And I'm going to add it to this frozen bowl. All right. Now, add the beater. It goes down and fits in a little hole there in the bottom of the bowl. Put the lid on. Turn it on, and it will work anywhere from 10 to 15 to 17 minutes. All right, it's churning. I'll be back with you in just a few minutes when it's frozen. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, you can probably hear it's straining a little bit, and it's very solid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop it, and I'm going to take it apart, but I'm just going to show you what it looks like. Didn't take very long. Pretty simple. That bowl is cold. All right, so pull out this beater, and this won't be creamy smooth because it doesn't have all the fat in it like a store-bought ice cream would. But remember, the main ingredients here are pumpkin, and almond milk. So let's give this a taste. It's kind of like frozen pumpkin. Wow. It's not very sweet. If I'd have mashed up some bananas or some dates and added it to this mixture, this would be good. Maybe some more of that pumpkin pie spice. This tastes like pumpkin pie, but it's frozen ice cream. Can you believe that? And it's not the ice cream with eggs and milk and all that. Definitely needs some sweetness to be similar to what you would have in a store. But before we get carried away, I have 2 bowls. Can you believe that? 2 bowls. Yeah, it came with 2 bowls. And it's a pretty neat little setup here that I picked up. But I was at the store, and I'm going to use this same beater. I know it has a little bit of residue on it here. But I was walking by the end aisle. I had my produce, and I had my sparkling water and some other things that I knew that I was going to carry. And I said, I'm going to go get in line and check out. And on the end, they had all these pumpkin pie spice coffee creamers. And I got to looking, and sure enough, they had Silk dairy-free coffee creamer. Now you may think this is weird, but I know that in the past there are people who use coffee creamer as a cheat to make ice cream. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna try to see what happens. No other spices, no other mixes, no sugar, no other stuff like that. It has plenty of spices and sugar in it, I'm fairly confident. But this is from Silk. And so let's see what happens if we can make ice cream out of coffee creamer. All right, so I'm gonna pour this in. I'm gonna turn it on, get it going, and I'll be back with you in just a moment. So let's see what happens if we use coffee creamer as our base for our ice cream. All right, it's churning. I'm gonna go put this one in a container, and I'll be back with you in just a moment. I know, it's crazy. Coffee creamer ice cream and pumpkin and almond milk ice cream. I know. But that's the way my mind works sometimes. I'm sure there'll be some other crazy thing later, so I'll be back. We'll see what happens. All right, I'm back. I'm sorry that the air conditioner's running. It's hot today. I got in from work and made these 2 batches of ice cream. The other one is mostly like frozen pumpkin. Like I said, it needs some fat and probably a little more liquid. This one is more liquidy, of course, and it's also creamier because it does have a lot of fat, but it's coffee creamer. Remember that? Well, it's almost done. I'm gonna go ahead and stop it. It's easier for me to talk, and I'm gonna stick it in the freezer anyway. Oh boy, that is creamy. I don't know if you can tell or not. I would wish I could hold this up, but it's too heavy. But look at that. That is creamy ice cream. All right, let's see how it tastes. Does it taste like pumpkin? Or does it taste like coffee creamer? We'll see. Now this is too sweet. It's got a great pumpkin flavor and pumpkin spice, but this is super sweet. Oh no, there's no way I could eat this. It is creamy. Wow. Okay, it is a hack. Maybe if I mix the 2 of these together, it might be a pretty good batch of pumpkin ice cream. I just thought it would be something neat to try. I don't necessarily think it's something you ought to eat all the time. If you wanted something sweet, if you wanted something as a treat during the holidays, then no problem, give it a try. Most of the time I just use the bananas and frozen fruit and make an ice cream, whether it's in the Vitamix or in the Yonana's machine. But this, wow, that is rich. Rich, rich, rich. So the other one wasn't sweet, this one is super sweet. All right, I just thought I'd show you this. This is one cool machine. I'm gonna figure out a recipe that's healthy and that will be a great taste. I already have an idea about what I'm gonna do, but I just thought I'd show you. Now typically there's regular recipes that you can pull for a Cuisinart if you have one, but there's vegan recipes are easy to make too. Usually it's about 2 cups of the liquid, about 1/3 cup of sugar, which we don't want the coconut cream, it's just too fatty. We don't want all the sugar, so there has to be a better way. My thought is, I'm gonna mash up some bananas and some dates, and I'll mix it all together in the Vitamix first, and then pour it in and make some ice cream. We'll give it a try down the road, but I just thought I'd share this pumpkin spice recipe. Now, I'm in the middle. I've been dicing onions and mushrooms and other vegetables, getting ready for supper tonight. I'm gonna make some potatoes with onions and brown gravy. And don't get excited, the brown gravy is blended up white beans with some mushrooms and onions and spices and seasonings. And it tastes great, but basically I'm eating potatoes with beans poured on top. All right, I'm gonna get to work so I can eat, but I appreciate you being here. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you shut your door on your freezer and make sure you check it so you don't have to throw away all your food. And if you have a desire to make ice cream, if it's very popular and common in your area, you might consider one of these. It works really well. I just have to figure out the recipe. My name's Denny. This is my plant-based journey. Don't eat this right out of this bowl. Woo! Too much sugar. All right, have a good evening. We'll see you next time.